Hey, hey, how's everybody out there? Okay, I know that I'm coming to you about an hour and a half late, and I apologize. I had some things to do this morning that I just could not get out of, and it was the first week back to school, so I was kind of like, oh my goodness, I got a lot to do. So I'm so excited that the boys are back in school and they are doing their thing, and I'm happy you guys are joining in. Hey, Carrie, good to see you this morning. So today I am going to talk to you about bone broth. And it's one of these drinks that as the winter months come on that I start cooking with more and more, or using as an actual drink that I use every day to kind of heal my gut. And I'll give you a little more information about how I did that as we go forward. But I want to tell you that, back in the day, we used to hear about people talk about their families would say, okay, drink chicken noodle soup or eat chicken noodle soup when you have a cold or flu. And it wasn't the chicken noodle soup that we get in the can with these other companies today. I'm not going to name any companies, but they have bouillons that they use that have a lot of like MSG and meat flavoring, but are actually just neurotoxins and neuroexcitants for our body, or things that will stimulate the brain in a bad way, in a negative way. But we're talking about real, actual bone broth that is boiled from taking bones of chicken, beef, pork, lamb, not pork, excuse me, beef, lamb, fish, and boiling it and letting all of the marrow and the nutrients get into the water and then drinking that. And you can put also, it actually helps absorption of the minerals and things in the bone broth when you add things like onion and garlic and all of that kind of stuff to it. Or if you're a modern day mom like I am, sometimes we have to go towards things like organic bone broth that we can buy in a store. But I do love, like, when you make your turkey during maybe Thanksgiving or holiday times, when all of that good juice that people tend to make gravy with and things like that is down at the bottom, never throw that away. Take that, skim it off, put it in. That is like amazing tasting bone broth that's fresh that you can use at any point in time. But for those that have, like I said, limited time, we can get single serving sizes like this or the big one. And I just made a stew the other day, and the entire stew was cooked with bone broth instead of like using chicken stock or something like that, or vegetable stock, or vegetable broth. So the bone broth, let's talk about the specific benefits of it, so that you guys will understand that it's not just about getting the chicken noodle soup at the store that your grandmother or great grandmother was telling you about. It was about real bone broth when they made it themselves and the healing properties. So benefits, basically, like I said, you can use from turkey or beef, chicken, fish, lamb, etc., all that kind of stuff. And basically it's about simmering it all down. And the healing properties and the compounds is that you have collagen, you have proline, you have glycine and glutamine, all in that bone broth. And you're like, okay, Kimberly, what does that mean? All right, so sometimes people have achy joints, right? So those achy joints, when you use more collagen in your body, it's kind of like people who take like glucosamine pills or liquid to help with their knees after running. Well, this collagen will do just that and even more. So it has those benefits. Also, the bone broths contain minerals in forms that the body can actually absorb more and more readily. So that's like calcium, magnesium, phosphorus, psyllium, sulfur, and many, many more. So you have a lot of things that your body will actually take in and assimilate into the cells. So it is extremely healing. Also, the amino acids in bone broth reduce inflammation in the respiratory system and improve digestion. So that's why when you have a cold and you feel all stuffy, it will reduce the inflammation, which, why you have the mucus and the things that are built up, and it'll allow that your body to actually breathe better, for you to be able to cough and get things up and out. That's why our grandmothers were like, grab onto that. But that's only real bone broth. So here are a few things that it will actually do. They help protect joints. So that's a natural form of collagen. So it's like the gelatin, like when you cook that turkey and you kind of have like that thick stuff that's jiggling in it. That's that gelatin. That's that soft cushion stuff that will help with knees, wrist, ankles, whatever it is that you have that might be a little bit achy. So natural collagen. Also, collagen is for the skin. So if you're looking to help fill in some of those wrinkles naturally and not necessarily get injected and things like that, consider drinking bone broth every day. So it was how I healed my gut. And I continue to use it. I don't drink it as often. I may go back to drinking it more. But you can literally drink about 8 ounces of bone broth a day, and you will find that the intestinal, because it can repair the intestinal tract and help that. So it's great for your gut. And because of the amino acids in the collagen, it builds tissue in the lining of the colon. All right. So remember, amino acids are the building blocks of muscle. You're building those things within your body more and more, and it's allowing it to rejuvenate. So definitely many benefits from skin to, like I said, your internal organs. It's also great for healthy skin. Like I said, collagen helps the elastin, and it's responsible for maintaining skin's youthful glow. So I don't know how glowy I am, but I know that you can definitely help that. And it also helps to increase the connective tissue so that you decrease cellulite. Because what happens with cellulite, I'll explain cellulite another time, but the brief high level is that your skin has lifted and then the fat has deposited underneath, and there's a layer in between of almost like air that causes this ripple effect. And that's where you get the cellulite. So if you can now fill in and there's not that pocket of air in between, you will no longer see the cellulite. All right. So just knowing that as we get older, that pocket of air and that between the muscle and the skin opens up, and this will actually help close that. So, Tiffany, thank you. I'm glad that you say I'm glowy. That's sweet. All right. So the next thing is supporting immune function. And we kind of talked about that, Now, one thing, everyone who is part of my health coaching practice and have done programs with me, they know that I say that our health resides in our gut. You really are only as healthy as your gut is. So are you getting great probiotics? Are you using things like bone broth to help build your body? So basically it supports your immune system. And because 80% of your immune system resides in your gut, your stomach, your intestines, colon, all of that kind of stuff, knowing that for sure that you can support your immunity throughout the year by just drinking a thing of bone broth is good. Now, some people are like, I can't stand the taste of it. And it is something to acquire. I'm one of those people that I'm like, if it's going to help me, and it actually did help me. I was diagnosed with IBS. I never took a single pill for it. I told the doctor, give me 6 months if I can figure out what's going on, because I knew that IBS was a syndrome. And it was definitely something that was a symptom of something going on and not necessarily the disease itself. So I said, if I can figure out the root of this in 6 months, then I'll say thank you, but no thank you. And that's what I was able to do. And bone broth was a big part of helping to heal my gut lining. In building immunity. So it also helps to detox the body, and it helps the digestive system, to expel waste. So it promotes the liver's ability to also remove toxins. So really good stuff in bone broth. And it aids in our metabolism. So increasing that metabolism to help you burn fat and benefits our system of the body in its way to be healthy. So bone broth, there's so many things that you can do. And I really want to quickly say bone broth is great to drink. I love bone broth. Okay, so it's definitely an acquired taste. I like it. I can drink it all the time. You can fast with bone broth. So some people who want to take a 2 or 3 days to not really eat and allow their digestive system to slow down, you're still getting nutrients. So you're not going to feel that sense of being exhausted or really, really tired. You may have some desires that you want, but not exhausted and tired. Remember, you can also cook with it. So when a recipe calls for chicken broth, replace it, bone broth. You're going to get so much more out of this than you will out of just the chicken broth. But chicken stock and bone broth are pretty much the same thing. So it's just semantics as far as the words are concerned. And then you can also do something. I like some of the products that Dr. Axe makes, and don't usually promote like other people and things like that, but I do get a lot of great information from him. And I use some of his information when I'm doing research for you guys, coming here to talk to you. And he makes a bone broth protein powder that I really like a lot. It doesn't have a whole lot of other additives, and it's a nice way to increase your bone broth in your life. So, try incorporating that. If you have anything, like I said, Crohn's disease and IBS and digestive disorders and things like that, trying to incorporate a little bit of bone broth might help you. So I know I just threw a lot out at you today. I don't want to keep you long. I try to keep them under 10 minutes, and I hope I didn't go over today. But, Remember to do all things, like I say, with joy. Share this, guys, with people that, that you care about, and even those that you don't. Repost it, because that helps get the word out about little things. And I come to you each week just kind of giving you a little snippet of what I do and how I want the world to be healthy. So remember, do all things with joy, and I will see you next Friday. Peace and blessings. Did anybody say anything? Oh, thank you, Auntie Roz. I appreciate that. All right. Talk to you later, guys. Peace.